Hey friends, it's Nancy Tran, registered dental hygienist and Burst Senior Ambassador. Welcome back to another episode of Burst TV. Today's topic, we're going to talk about something that we previously talked about, very similar topics, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper into mouth tape. Our previous topics include mask mouth and how to breathe better with PPE. If you have not watched those episodes or those segments, the links are in the comments so that you can actually watch and learn a little bit more on how all of these topics correlate with each other. Today's episode, I'm teaming up with Dr. Darryl Torculas. He's actually someone who uses mouth tape on a regular basis, and he can actually describe the benefits and why he does it. It's a little harder for me because I have more issues that prevent me from breathing through my nose, such as a deviated septum, and then seasonal allergies in humid Texas. So we're going to go into a little bit more details as far as who's a candidate, if there's any contraindications to using mouth tape. So stay tuned. When you think of mouth taping, like taping your mouth shut, that sounds bizarre, right? But it's not as bizarre as you would think. There's different techniques and different types of mouth tape that you can use to just slowly work your way up gradually so that you get acclimated to sleeping with your mouth shut. Okay, so what is mouth tape? Mouth tape, and the idea behind it is, if you are a mouth breather, you are trying to tape off your mouth so that you're not breathing through your mouth and you're actually increasing and encouraging yourself to breathe through the nose. Why are we wanting to breathe through our nose? Nasal breathing actually increases and keeps the airway lubricated and healthy and moist. And then 25% of our nitric oxide, which increases oxygen and helps with your blood flow to the brain and to the rest of your organs, is produced in your nasal sinuses, your nasal cavities. So if you're not breathing through your nose and you're doing it through your mouth on a regular basis, that puts you at a higher risk for health issues such as mental deficiencies, lack of sleep, ADHD, sleep apnea, and oral cavity issues such as cavities, dry mouth, and periodontal disease. So we want to do the reverse. So if you are a regular mouth breather, you're preventing yourself from breathing through the nose. So by taping your mouth shut, you're preventing yourself from breathing through the mouth so that you're forcing yourself to breathe through your nose. Now, the whole idea of doing this is a non-invasive, simple to use. Research states that there's no contraindications to it. Anyone can do it, even pregnant women and young children, as long as they're able to open their mouths on their own or without a lot of effort. There's different types of mouth tape that you can use. You can try with a surgical tape that can be purchased at any pharmacy, over the counter, Walmart or Target, Amazon. Most households will have something like this in their first aid kits. They are hypoallergenic and the adhesive isn't too sticky where it leaves residue on your skin. Once you try this and you find like, oh, this isn't too bad, and you want to introduce it and maybe try other types of specific mouth tapes that are designed for mouth taping. They have different types, for example, on Amazon, and you can find those in the links. They have the ones that are where you can tape it in an X, and then there's other ones with little slits in them so that you can gradually work your way up to completely sealing your mouth shut. And it just makes sense, because if you're a mouth breather and if you can reverse that training and that practice of forcing yourself to breathe through your nose instead of your mouth, you'll improve your moisture in the mouth because you won't have dry mouth from mouth breathing. You won't have issues with grinding your teeth because your brain is not trying to wake you up and say, hey, I need more oxygen, so you shove that jaw forward. And it's worth a try. So I thought this was a pretty fun experiment, and I tried it during the day, little at a time, just taping my mouth shut when I'm reading a book or something like that, 10 or 15 minutes at a time, so that it's not completely new to me when I go to sleep wearing it. The few days that I did wear it to sleep, I did wake up with a more clear-headed mindset. It felt good. I didn't wake up with a dry mouth, especially me being in braces. So normally being in braces, and I have seasonal allergies too. So if I'm breathing through my mouth and I can't breathe through my nose, I wake up with really bad dry mouth. And that's not fun, especially being a dental professional. That's not what we want for our patients, and being having to experience it myself, it just wasn't pleasant. So we'll leave it to Dr. Darryl Torculas. He'll kind of explain to you guys more details as far as why he does it, how it benefits him, and why he recommends it to his patients. If you guys have any questions, stay tuned and we'll address those in the comments.
That is what we call nasal breathing. I'm a very strong advocate of nasal breathing. It has helped me a lot. So with performance and rest and energy states, nasal breathing has made daily activities a lot easier, breathing easier, and I feel a lot more calm. Hi, I'm Dr. Darryl Torculas. I am a dentist out here in San Diego, and I'm here to talk about why I do nasal breathing. So as you can see here, I got some tape, and usually when I nasal breathe, it's usually get 4 inches or so. Fold one end, you fold the other end, and voila. So this is a good trick to learn how to nasal breathe if you are a mouth breather. Why I nasal breathe, it all started when I was, working out. I had a coach, present to me nasal breathing. When I'm working out, I find myself with irregular breathing, which thus impacts my performance when I'm working out. So nasal breathing allows me to use my diaphragm when I'm breathing versus if I'm open mouth breathing, I'm mainly using my chest. So why nasal breathing? When you breathe with your mouth, you have about a 42% water loss. So things become dry, air becomes dry, and your lungs become dry, and now you're at a fight or flight response. With nasal breathing, the nose, the hair, the cilia, they warm and moisten the air, humidifies the air. So it filters the air particles, thus warm air going to your lungs, and allows for better air for you to take in. The expiration, breathing out through your nose, is energy, keeping your nostrils open. It makes breathing easier so that you're not reliant on open mouth breathing. Also, a good important factor is that the nose contains a lot of nitric oxide. It's a reservoir for nitric oxide. So it's crucial for maintaining good health, and nitric oxide keeps the blood vessels open and allows for more blood flow throughout the body. Noses are for breathing, mouths are for eating. Nasal breathing, you use your abdominal breathing, your abdominals, more of your abs. When you're mouth breathing, you are activating your upper chest. So when you're mouth breathing, upper chest, and it's more of a stress response. Because nasal breathing, increases resistance in the airstream and the airflow, there is more O2 uptake in the lungs. So more O2 is kept in the lungs, allowing you to take in the O2 that goes into your blood. With mouth breathing, there's a lot more CO2 coming out. Thus, this is where you can have asthma-induced breathing, which is what we don't want, especially during performance, when you're exercising, and then also at night. With open mouth breathing, it can cause dry mouth. So with that dry mouth, it can cause acidification or acidity in the mouth. The environment becomes acidic. And then what happens then is that is a prime condition to get decay, cavities, and perio or gum disease. You also get bad breath, which is what you don't want. When you wake up in the morning, that's why you have morning breath for those who sleep with their mouths open. And then you have increased chances of snoring and obstructive sleep apnea, especially when you're mouth breathing. When you breathe through your nose, it helps you breathe light and then breathe right. So those are the main reasons why I nasal breathe. It is very good for you. I've noticed that my performance in exercising has gone up. I'm able to control how my body feels. I feel a lot more calm, steady, and I can control how my body reacts to stress. So what I do, and it does take some time, and it took me about 3 months. Every night, put the tape in, put the tape on your lips horizontally. Make sure you fold the ends, fold the ends so you don't, if you feel like you're gasping for air or can't tolerate it, you can easily pull it out. Does take some time, so play with it. 8 hours is plenty of time for the body to get used to nasal breathing. And in 3 months' time, you won't be needing this, and then you'll realize how well nasal breathing impacts the body. And a good way to test that you're nasal breathing, or if you're open mouth breathing, when you wake up and if your mouth feels dry. If your mouth feels dry, that means you are open mouth breathing, and we're gonna need to do some more work with the tape. So this is Dr. Darryl Torculas, and those are the reasons why I nasal breathe, and I advise you also to nasal breathe.
If you tried mouth taping and you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night and the tape is no longer on your lips or your mouth, that's a good indication that you're having underlying conditions that's preventing you from breathing through your nose, such as a deviated septum, seasonal allergies that are chronic, and anything else that your healthcare provider can help determine and get to the bottom of. Those are good times to reach out to your ENT, your dentist, your physician, or even a myofunctional therapist to help you. I hope this segment has really helped you guys understand a little bit better on the trending home remedy of mouth taping for better nasal breathing. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you have feedback on your experiences with mouth tape, we would love to hear it. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Thank you and have a great day.